What's going on, everybody? I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how I do YouTube thumbnails. I use a free program called GIMP, G-I-M-P. You can download it. Go to Google, type GIMP. It's a free photo editing software. It's very powerful. I haven't even scratched the surface on it. I use it just strictly for YouTube thumbnails. But it has a lot of tools, and you can do a lot of stuff with this. So you can use Photoshop. For me, I use GIMP. It's free. So what we're going to do is create a thumbnail for a video that I made reviewing a $12 tripod. So with that said, we'll kind of jump into that now. So on the right hand side, we have layers. These are layers that you can add whenever you're working on a photo. So if you've got to a point and you want to make a drastic change to a photo, you can create a new layer and then go back to that layer if you have to. On the left hand side, we have the toolbox, which has the majority of the options that we will use, and then of course across the top you have a ton of other options. So for this purpose, we're going to go to File, New. The default width and height is 640 by 400. We want 1280 by 720, and these are the YouTube recommendations for their thumbnail sizes. Afterwards, we'll just select OK. So now we have the 1280 by 720, and I've already copied the image that I want to use for the thumbnail. So otherwise you would have to either import an image or copy it. So since I've copied it already, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit edit and then paste. So this is the image of the tripod and the phone on the tripod. What I do next is I go to filters and I go to blur and I select this Gaussian blur, and what this does is it blurs out the image, so whatever text you add to it, the text will stand out, in my opinion, more than the image. So I kind of want to draw attention away from the image and bring it towards the text. So I usually select between 5 and 8 for this instance because it's a darker photo. We'll just go with 8. So next, what we need to do is we need to select the text tool in the toolbox. So you just select or click the A, and then what we'll do is we'll, up in the top left hand corner, is we'll click and drag a box that'll allow us to add text. And I do it this way because it's easier for me to space out the text this way than it is for me to create a smaller text box and move it around. So whatever way works best for you. So in the text field, we will start typing the $12 enter tripod. Enter produce better content. So next, what we need to do is we're going to select all the text here, and then under the text options, we're going to center the text. After that's done, what we want to do is select the text again. You could keep the text selected, but since I clicked off of it, I'll have to select it again. I want to select the font that I want to use, so I'll type in A, and I'm going to use this American Captain. This is a font that I downloaded off dafont.com, so dafont.com. They got a ton of fonts on there that you can download. So next, what I want to do is select the top portion and increase the font size until it fills the majority of the area that I want to work with. And now I want to select the bottom portion. And the reason why I didn't make it all the same size is I never would have got the text, all of this text in this little box, if I would have done all of the text the same size. So I want the $12 tripod to be the main focus, and then underneath that, produce better content. So now what we want to do is you can either click and drag over the text to highlight it all, or you could press Control A and that will highlight it all. No, we don't want that color box. We want the color box on the font, and we want to select a color here. So now we want red. We'll hit OK. Next, what we want to do is over in the layer section, we want to right click on the layer that we're using and choose alpha to selection. After that, what we want to do is inside the layers box, we want to right click and select new layer. And what we want to do is make sure that this layer has the correct width and height of the original image, and it's 1280 by 720, so we're good to go there. So we'll just hit OK. So now what we need to do is hit select and grow, and what this is going to do is it's going to put a border around the text. So you may have to play with this a little bit. So I'm going to select 8, and what you'll see is a border around the image. And if you don't like this, what you can do is you can go to edit and undo, and you could just put the grow feature back on there again. But I like 8. It looks like it's going to work out good, so I'm going to leave it there. But at any time, if you don't like a change that you've made, you can go back to edit and select undo. So next, what we need to do is select a color to go inside of the grow area. So we want to hit the color panel in the toolbox over here, and we want to select a color. For this instance, I'm going to select white, and then I'm going to hit OK. Next, what we want to do is hit the paint bucket, and we want to click inside of the areas that's selected. So now you can see our image is completely messed up. This is an easy fix. This is what we were intended to do. Next, we want to go over to our layer section, and what we need to do is we need to move this layer down below the original layer. So what you do is you come down here and you hit the down arrow, and you can see that our image now has the correct font, the correct font size, the correct font color, and the correct border color. Alright, now that we have the image where we want to save it, what we need to do is we need to export the image. If you do a save as of the image, it's only going to save a GIMP file. It's like a .xcf or whatever. So what you have to do is you have to go to File and Export. And there's all different formats that you can export the image as. I just do PNG as a default, and it's already labeled tripod. And then you can select the directory that you want to save it on. So you can save it anywhere. You can save it to a thumb drive, external hard drive. It doesn't matter. You can export it there. But you would just have to name it, for this instance, I'm just going to name it tripod.png. I'm going to hit export. All of these settings are fine. I don't mess with any of these settings. Then what I do is I hit export. So from here, we would drag over the video project that I worked on. And then you can see here is the finished image. And this is the finished image, so I could upload my video to YouTube, and then I could upload this specific image to be my thumbnail. So if somebody were to come to my channel or search for the video, this is the first thing they would see before they actually got to the video. I might try to make a condensed version of this and try to make it like a minute or 2, 3 minutes, something like that. But if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions or something that you might like to see, just also leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.